You know, in a world that is just constantly screaming for your attention, there's one skill that really is a kind of superpower, and that skill is cognitive control. So today we're going to dive into what it is and, more importantly, what it actually looks like when you have it.
But let's start with a simple question. Think about it. When your phone buzzes, or a new email pops up, or you get that sudden urge for a snack, who is really calling the shots in that moment? Is it you, or is it just that impulse? The answer to that question really comes down to your level of cognitive control.
So, what is this power? The best way to think about it is like this. Your brain is a huge company, and cognitive control is its CEO. Now, this CEO isn't down in the weeds micromanaging every little thing. Now, its job is to set the big picture strategy and direct the whole operation.
Yeah, this brain CEO, it directs the traffic of all your thoughts. It decides which tasks get the most resources, and this is the most important part. It makes sure the entire company, which is you, is always moving steadily toward its long-term goals, not just chasing every shiny new thing that pops up.
Okay, the CEO metaphor is a great starting point, but let's peek under the hood and get a little more specific about what's going on. Because this isn't just some abstract idea. It's a very real set of mental skills that, believe it or not, you can actually develop.
So, at its absolute core, cognitive control is the whole collection of mental tools that let you steer your own mind. It's about consciously choosing where to put your attention, actively managing your thoughts, and making sure your actions actually line up with what you say you want to do.
And this right here really puts it in black and white, doesn't it? On one side, you've got low control, you're impulsive, you're all over the place, maybe even a little stuck in your ways. But on the other side, with high control, you're deliberate, you're focused, and you're mentally agile. It's really the difference between being a passenger in your own life and grabbing the steering wheel.
So how do you know if you've got it? I mean, what does high cognitive control actually look and feel like in your everyday life? Well, we're about to break down the 5 most common signs that you are, in fact, the CEO of your own brain.
First up, and this one is huge, you are a master of resisting temptation. Does this sound familiar at all? Can you actually sit down to do deep work and just ignore your phone buzzing away? Or can you be the person at the party who sticks to their goals even when junk food is everywhere? This is all about prioritizing the future you want over the immediate pleasure your brain is kind of screaming for right now. Okay, number 2. It's not just about saying no to the bad stuff. It's also about actively saying yes to the good stuff. It means you can stay focused on those big, long-term goals. This is what people often call grit or perseverance. It's that ability to just show up and do the work, especially on the days you really don't feel like it. It's having the focus to stick with your original plan, instead of constantly getting pulled away by the next, new, exciting, but ultimately distracting idea. Now, sign number 3 might actually surprise you a little. See, high cognitive control isn't about being super rigid or stubborn. It's the exact opposite. It means you're a flexible and adaptive thinker. Just think about it for a second. Real control means you're not locked into one way of doing things. If your plan hits a dead end, you don't just keep banging your head against the wall. You have the mental space to step back, reassess the situation, and find a totally new way forward. The goal stays the same, but you let the strategy change. That's real control. All right, number 4. This is where cognitive control and emotional intelligence really shake hands. People with high cognitive control don't just stuff their emotions down. They actively manage them.
And here's the key distinction. Your feelings don't get to hijack your behavior. You can feel angry, sure, but you choose to respond calmly. You can feel down, but you don't let it tank your entire day's productivity. You create this little bit of space between a feeling and an action. And in that tiny space, that's where your control lies.
And finally, our 5th sign, which, honestly, it ties all the other ones together so nicely. You're skilled at inhibiting impulsive actions. This is the ultimate move of that inner CEO.
You can think of this as your brain's big red pause button. It's that ability to stop yourself before you say that thing you'll regret, before you make that rash purchase, or before you click over to social media instead of finishing that report. It's the final gatekeeper between an impulse and an action.
So we've gone through the 5 signs, but let's zoom out. What's the big picture here? Why should you even care about developing this skill? Well, the payoff isn't just some nice theory. It literally impacts every single area of your life. I mean, just look at the ripple effect. Better cognitive control, that leads to smarter career moves and way higher productivity.
It's the secret sauce that helps you actually stick to your health and fitness goals. It lets you learn new things faster and with more depth. And in your relationships, it makes you a more thoughtful, less reactive partner and friend. It really is a foundational skill for a well-lived life.
So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with this one question to think about. After hearing these 5 signs, which one really jumped out at you? Which is the one area where just a little improvement, starting today, could make the biggest difference in your life?